Yo, good morning, fellas. I'm Evans Ongwae Onchoke. Evans Ongwae Onchoke. And most of you might have actually encountered me somewhere on social media. I strongly believe I'm everywhere. I'm going to talk about the victim mindset, the victim mentality, victim mindset. Why do people talk about victim mindset? Why do people actually believe in this slave mentality? And what it is, where does it come from? So I might argue that most people believe that this victim mentality, this slave mentality comes from conditioning, comes from indoctrination of schools and churches and religion and those kinds of things, and parents who have been indoctrinated themselves, and teachers who don't know what the fuck they are teaching, and they are not preparing you to conquer the world. Because I want you to think about this. If everyone was being taught on how to conquer the world, will the world be peaceful? Because everyone wants to win. And that is not what this society, this system wants. It is not beneficial to it. It will cause it is distraction. So it has to build defense mechanisms to make sure that this system stays stable, this system does not collapse. So what does it do? It numbs people down. It numbs people like you, people like me, people who are capable of changing the entire system, people who are capable of changing the entire world, people who are capable of having the world in their hands, looking at it like it is an oyster and conquering it, beating it until it bursts open and provide you the power you need, the money you need, everything you need. The universe exists because of you. It exists for you and for me. Personally, I create the whole world in my mind. My mind is not in my head. I want you to think about this. Scientists actually use electromagnetics, which don't actually touch the skull. In order for they are big like this. They don't touch you anywhere. In order for them to measure your brain. Not to measure your brain. I don't know what they do, but their mind are big devices. What does that tell you? It tells you that the mind is not in your head. You are in your mind. My body, there's a field here called the mind. It might be my personal consciousness or maybe other people's consciousness. Maybe there's somewhere where they interact, or maybe they span out and they make interferences and they cause boundaries. Maybe sometimes there are no boundaries, so we can telecommunicate. But that I'm just making that up. I don't know anything. But maybe it might be, as I said. Who knows? How do you know? The language you're using, if you are an ontologist, you can dissect the language and understand that people talk of a language. People use words that they don't understand, that they themselves cannot define and actually get meaning out of it. So some other day back, I think it was today is on Monday. I think it was on Saturday. So I developed a framework. I developed a framework. I don't want to use this because I feel like this is the board form. This is Brian's board, and he might not want me to use it to clean up what he's writing there. So, and as I was saying, I developed a framework to actually teach you to understand that you know nothing. You know nothing. As an individual, you know nothing. You have to understand that you are a nobody. You are not unique. You don't know anything. In order for you to start learning, you have to let go, to detach, to go into the chaos, to understand that nothing makes sense. Everything you understand, society, future, the words you use, the language, Kiswahili, English, or maybe you're in Kenya, a country, a government, schools, everything the way you understand it. You have actually been taught by someone. And that someone has a flawed meaning of what they are teaching you, or they have their own understanding or their own agenda they want to impose on you. Look, I might come to you and tell you that school is fucking bad for you. Actually, I've defined what school is, teaching you something. But I have that agenda of telling you that school is bad for you. So you have to go and look for your own meaning. That is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I'm right. What I'm saying is that you must dissect everything. Learn to question everything. Learn to question everything. Yeah, I know it's gonna be hard for you. You're going to wonder, oh fuck. Actually, I don't know where this came from, but I think I know it naturally. No, you don't know anything naturally. You have to come up with your own meaning. If you know anything naturally, it has been conditioned, you have been indoctrinated, and it has been imposed in your mind by either society, governments, religion, friends, family. I don't know who's around you. I don't know who you listen to. Maybe your mentors. It is not a bad thing, actually, to get indoctrinated, but you must understand what you're getting indoctrinated, what you're getting pushed into. Your mind is your personal asset. You have to control what goes into your mind. Because if you take in garbage, you're going to take out garbage. And if you take in mind control, people are going to control you. You're going to get manipulated by everyone, by the government, propaganda. Look, I want you to think of this as the timeline. This is the timeline of the knowledge you have, and I don't know if this is visible. I'm actually going to check it. I'm actually going to check it to see whether actually I think it is visible. I think it is visible enough. So I want you to think of this as high consciousness, and or maybe awareness. And I want you to think of this. It spans down, actually. I want you to see this. It does not get to some point and it stays stagnated. It goes as forever as it can go. I want you to think of this as low consciousness. This is my own model. So this is low awareness. So think of this. We naturally, as we are born, we know nothing. We have to be trained. You ask mama, then your mom tells you a bulb, bulb. Then you repeat after her, bulb. So you know that bulb, it puts to the electricity produces light, but you don't know how it works because you have never asked those kind of questions. You don't know because they have been programmed. So as you are born, you're here on this timeline. As you are born, you are given instructions. You are programmed. Programming is not bad. You have to understand what kind of programming you have. So you have been programmed, and society functions here. This is where society functions. This is where programming takes place. This is where education happens. You actually can, once you've been programmed, you can actually live in society. Unaweza ishi na watu, unaweza endesha gari, ujenge manyumba, utengeneze pesa. But what I'm saying is, you have to understand how the world really works. And this is a small framework of actually trying to understand, are you aware of how things really work? This is fundamental programming. Either you have been programmed by your parents, society, religion, your friends, your fears, they have been programmed into you naturally. So, but you are able to survive in society. So, in order for you, there are actually four things that we can prove exist. We know that the physical plane exists, the emotional plane exists, the spiritual plane exists, and we know that the mental plane exists. So, in order for you, let's say this here, it is chaos. Nothing really makes sense to you. Nothing really makes sense. Hapa ni uenda wazimu inakuja. Hapa ndio psychosis ama schizophrenia ama any kind of madness inaingilia. The most intelligent people ama the most genius people ni kama wanakanga mawazimu. No, it is because hapa chini kuna chaos, and I will explain what is chaos. And this is spirituality. No, it is actually connected. It's almost touching the here. When people, this is spirituality. This is physical plane. When you come into this planet, you actually start from a physical plane. You don't understand anything, but you can be programmed like a dog, like the way you program a dog. You can program a dog to actually do some certain things. It doesn't know why it needs to do that, but it knows that, oh fuck, I need to do that because I was trained to do that. And I want you to understand that the model that is used to train anything, to influence every mammal, can influence every mammal. You're a mammal. The method used to train dogs, it is the method that is used to train you. Reward and punishment. You train a dog by reward and punishment. You train a human being by reward and punishment. You train them. You tell a child that go and fetch that cup from there and put it in the utensils rack, and they go and do that, and you tell that girl, good girl. You reward them. They feel good. They are good. And when they do something bad, you tell them, bad girl, or maybe you beat the hell out of them. That is actually how they are trained. And actually, Chase Hughes came up with the model which spells out the word fate, the focus, attention, focus, authority, tribe, and emotion in order for you to influence anyone. I want you to go into comment down below if you want me to talk on that in the next video. But right now, let's go into this. So in this physical, you can actually operate in society. You don't need anything. So first of all, in order for you to understand, to get spirituality means meaning. In order for you to understand spirituality, you must lose everything. You must go into low consciousness or low awareness. You must transcend down to chaos. When you start questioning I don't know, fuck this, I don't know this, I don't know this, I don't know this. Oh fuck, that is chaos. We don't want to go there. Because we feel dumb, we don't want to feel dumb. Because we think like, oh, now what next? What if I transcend into bliss? What if I lose my mind? You are not losing your mind. You are actually dismantling all the illusions that you had about knowing what the world is, in order for you to start making your own meaning. This is how you make meaning. So as you start rising from this spiritual plane, this is chaos, where there's no meaning. This is where most people actually find meaning. From chaos. And let me give you an example that maybe most of you might quite easily relate to. When you start smoking, let's say weed, you start doing this kind of drug, LSDs, those who have actually had a hell of them and tried them. The reason why most people who use drugs, they think that they are enlightened or they are spiritual, is because when you take drugs, you start losing what is called brain cells. When your brain cells, like marijuana, when most people who use marijuana, they think they are spiritual. Yeah, they are, but I will explain. They are not spiritual, but they are heading to spirituality, but not most of them are going to make it to there. And most of them might make it there, but might never come back from that chaos into reality, into physical reality, and live in society. I'm going to explain how everything tags and how everything is interconnected. I want you to bear with me and understand the logic. So as the brain cells die, they start forgetting things. When you forget things, like you knew what a car meant for. What is the car meant for? But when you forget what a car is meant for, then you transcend into chaos. You don't know. So naturally, you fall into spirituality. You fall into low consciousness. It is not higher consciousness. It is because your brain is silencing itself. It's thought, I know this. Now you start understanding that you don't know anything about the world. You know nothing. So once you get to chaos, you need okay. Most people, so the people who use weed, because they are losing the brain cells, they are forgetting things. They are now transcending into spirituality. Not that they want to transcend into spirituality, but that is what happens. The world doesn't care if you're a good person or if you're a bad person. The universe doesn't care. The universe has its own rules, and that is how it works. You must lose meaning in order for you to find meaning. You must be a nobody in order for you to be somebody. That is the law of detachment, the law of letting go. So, in order for you to realize that nothing makes sense, no one is actually there, everyone is everyone, you need to choose people. You need to make relationships. You start to get emotional. See, now this is where most people might start committing suicide. Emotional plane. Now we have actually talked about this. This is meaning. You find meaning by going transcending into chaos. Then you go into emotional. This is where most people commit suicide, because most people lose their meaning of things. Like, what life? What is life? Why do I need to live? Why do I need to survive? Why do I need to do this? They start questioning, and when they question, they don't have the answers. They go into chaos. But that is spirituality. You find meaning. Now you start connecting dots. After you started connecting dots, they don't find anything. You see, they don't have people to guide them. They don't have a certain framework to get them to actually get them into a proper way of getting enlightened. This is the people who go to look for information, who go to look for things that they are not prepared to hear or understand. And I want to touch on the people who go mad. The people who go mad are the people, you see, spirituality can come from here. There are people who are more spiritual and less spiritual. Oh, they are less spiritual and more spiritual. So people who transcend into here but cannot raise up into emotions, they go mad. Unakaa wazimu. Hiyo ndio kuita wazimu. Like, because you can't find meaning in this life. You can't find meaning in what people do. Unaenda kukota makaratasi. You go and do those things. Si ati ni kupenda kwako. It is because umetoka kwa ile yenye ulikuwa nayo physical, ukajua hiyo ndio the matrix, ukaamua kwenda spiritual, ukadhani sasa matrix inaishia hapo. Matrix inaishia hapo. Lazima utranscend all these things all at once. Nitakuonyesha hadi pale utafika, then ushakaa the master of everything. Ushaka more aware, more enlightened, you have reached higher consciousness. I want to tell you that most people don't think. Most people don't use their mental capacities. Most people don't imagine. Imagination imezimwa na social media. I will tell you that. Most people don't check. So be careful when you start losing meaning. If you lose meaning, you must have a framework or a set of people who are around you that are going to guide you to get you out of there, out of that pit hole. Most people wanakufa hapo, bro. Most people wanaenda hawarudi. Kama unaweza tumia drugs na lose meaning kabisa, unaweza enda kuchizi. Ngwai itakuchizisha. Si eti mtu mwingine zichizi. Hapana, ni venye wewe umeenda meaning sana. Unaona? Watu wengine wanakuja wanarudi hapa. Unaona? But if you go here and to transcend up to here and then make a framework kutoka hapa chini uanze kupanda, you get to higher spirituality. From higher spirituality, you get into emotions. You start understanding why people need to live. Why other people need to die. See, hakuna kitu mbaya na mzuri. Usha transcend hiyo. Ushaelewa hakuna kitu kama hiyo. You start loving people for who they are. Ndio unaelewa hamfanani na watu wengine. Kila kitu iko hapa duniani iko kivyake kabisa. Kila kitu ni individual. Unaanza kupenda watu, unaanza kutengeneza emotions, na kama utapenda watu utajua all is love, the world is love, life is love. Unakaa sad, depressed, unaenda kujiua, ama unaenda kufanya mass murder, unaenda kuua watu wengine, unaenda kujichukia, unaenda kujifungia pale fulani, watu wanadhani wewe ni wazimu, wanakupeleka OC. Then from here, first of all you must transcend. Then the second phase is actually rising up to higher spirituality. Then you need to go into emotion. From emotions unakuja to a place called the physical plane. Naona usharudi kwa hapa. Sasa unaweza ishi kwa society. Ushatoka kwa depression. Naona ushatoka kwa hapa kwa emotion. Ushatoka kwa depression. Then unaweza ishi kwa society. Someone mwenye ako depressed aishi kwa society, so unaelewa? Anajifungia, sometimes hata anashindwa kuishi na watu, anajimada. So ukishafika hapa you can actually live in society. Ushapata meaning ya maisha ni nini, ushapata kila kitu binafanya. So you can actually come here. And then from the next stage is we have touched on physical, emotional and spiritual. Tumebakisha mental. So mental, what atakani niuliza, mental iko wapi? Mental iko hapa juu. Hii ndio mental. Hiyo ndio mental. So mbona mental iko hapo? Because mental encompass, ukishafika mental, you can think about the physical things, vitu watu wanafanya, you can actually think of them. Juu unajua wanafanya hizo vitu kwa sababu ni akili yako inafanya hizo vitu, juu dunia iko hapo juu yako. No. Then you can think about the emotions, you can think about the spirituality, you can think about the physical. Like kusha transcend everything. So why am I saying that people hawafikiri, watu wengi hawafikiri? Because kufikiria yao ni ku-echo other people's voices. Ni conditioning wamepata, ni the information wamepata. Lakini ukiuliza what does it mean? Ukijaribu kwenda ndani uulize maswali. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know anything. So that is why they behave the way they behave. That is why they behave the way they behave. School, parents, teachers, wote wanakutakia mazuri. And I want to use this analogy that Jim Rohn alikonga anatumianga. Sijui ni Jim Rohn ama Brian Tracy. Hope you may get this framework vizuri. Itakusaidia pale fulani. Trying to make meaning out of this world. Kama umepoteza meaning. So, I want to tell you this. I think an analogy, Brian. I don't know who's. I don't know exactly if it is Brian Tracy or Jim Rohn. Alisema hivi that you have a poison. Let's say you have a poison. This is my cup of water, and we have sugar. Let's say this is sugar, and this is poison. This is sugar. This is poison. So I pour sugar in, and I drink it. The water, or maybe the tea, the juice, it's fucking fantastic, it's sweet. But what if I pour poison in it? I drink and I die. Now think of this. What if it is your enemy who poured sugar into your cup? Yeah, he has bad intentions, but what did he pour? Sugar. Sweet. But what if it is your mother, it is your siblings, your father, your parents, your teacher, who love you, they want you to succeed, but they pour poison. They have good intentions, but they pour poison. Poor you. You're going to die, bro. Nothing matters. You are fucking going to die. No one is going to save you. Understand that concept. People might have good intentions, but what they say, they might do it intentionally or unintentionally, but it's going to affect you. Poison doesn't care if they are good intentions or bad intentions. That is how the fucking universe works. The whole entire universe is structured that way. We have laws of the universe. That is natural law. Mtoto akienda kuguza stima itampiga. Who gives a shit? No one. Because that is how the world works. And it doesn't fuck about morality. Morality is personal and very subjective. You don't need to be a good person in order for God to notice you. Watu wabaya wanafanya vitu na bado wana succeed. Why? Because if you do what successful people do, hata ukiwa waje, you are going to dunia kuona. So I want you to think of that, and what I want to tell you is it's very simple. Know the person you are getting your information from, because no one has good intentions. Not everyone has good intentions in their heart. Either your friends, your parents, they might have good intentions, but they might pour poison into you, willingly or unwillingly, knowingly or unknowingly. It doesn't really matter. It's poison. You're going to die. These are the greatest analogies that Jim Rohn. You must have a mentor. You must have someone to talk to. You must have someone like me to guide you through. And that is why you should support me back there. Look at that. Right now I'm struggling. And you have the capability of helping me out, but you won't help me out. But that is okay. Because this is the world. That is how the world works. With that small remarks, I want you to think about what I just said. Think about that analogy. It is like Plato in the cave, Plato and the cave, Plato's cave, but mine is more of practical, something you might apply. That is why I touched on madness, because most people go mad not because of they have gone mad because they don't know what they are doing. They knew what they were doing, but they didn't have better frameworks. Don't fear of missing out. Usikimbilie kupata enlightenment. Enlightenment is destroying chenye ulikuwa unaelewa. Watu wanadhani enlightenment ni kujua vitu mingi. It's not about knowing what vitu mingi ama kukaa intellectual. No. Mtu anaweza asishike kitabu kabisa. Anaikanga tu hivi. hafanyangi chochote. Lakini ukimuuliza swali fulani anakueleza hadi unashanga na umsa anajua, umsa anaelewa vitu. It's not anaelewa vitu, ni venye alianza kujiuliza maswali. Akaanza kulearn ye mwenyewe. Alitoa wapi hiyo kitu? Unaona? Alitoa wapi? Ilitoka wapi? Na mbona iko hivyo? Na mbona isikae style nyingine venye kutoka venye iko? That is becoming fucking enlightened. Nikuuliza ni spirituality. Chenye nimeongelea chote hapa ni intellectual. Sijui intellectual mnakaa mnamaanisha mentally. But mentally, before ufike mentally, before you understand anything, before you start thinking, you have to understand the meaning of things. You can't think about tomorrow na hata hujui tomorrow ni nini. Ukiulizwa tomorrow ni nini? Ukishaulizwa 5 years goal ya maisha yako ni gani? So watu wanaanza kufumble, hawajaipanga because hawajaielezwa vinyiko. Let me explain something. This is you and this is you. You were born and this is you are going to die. Let's draw this. Let's say you live to the age of 65. So you have how many? You have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5, stage 6. So you are going to live to 60. This is die, born. This is a small framework that is going to show you how you can plan your 5-year goal. So understand, this is 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and 10. So you can unazigawa katikati. So you know that here you are 1.5. So you are 15 years, 25 years, 35 years, 45 years, 55 years, 60. So within 15 years you are in school. I hope that you are having a clear view. You are in school. This is how you structure your life. This is how you plan your long-term goals. Mnajua watu wanaelewa, hata wasianye eti fikirianga kesho yako itakuwaje. You don't know because you're never trained. And I'm going to teach you. I'm going to be your mentor. I'm going to guide you. This is how we are going to structure our lives to become billionaires. This is how we structure our lives. Watu wafikiriangi hivyo. 25. By 25, you must have a goal. This is hapa ni kwenye umeachiliwa from school to 30 years old. So in 25 ndio katikati. By the age of 25 utakuwa umeaccomplish nini? So jua uko na miaka ngapi sasa hivi? Umebakisha miaka ngapi? Mimi nimebakisha miaka 3. So in 3 years ni kama 950 something days. 950 something days. In those 950 something days I must do something in order to accomplish that. Kama na goal si lazima itikae ni kubwa. Unaweza jiambia I want to amass 50,000 followers in maybe YouTube, 50,000 followers in TikTok, 50,000 followers in Instagram. So what will I be doing? I will be posting every single day. No, I will be making videos every single day. For 950 days, posting posting like 2 to 3 videos every single day. How many videos are those? Those are like let's say those are 1,000 days. 1,000 by those are 3,000 videos. 3,000 videos. Those are 3,000 videos. 3 videos every day. 3,000 videos times 3 social platforms. Those are how many videos? 9,000 videos are spread across social media before you get to the age of 25. And those almost 9,000 videos. Are you going to tell me that no one is going to recognize you from those 1,000 to 10,000 videos? And I want you to do not just post videos because you post videos. I want you to think, when you post videos in a certain niche. Talk about maybe technology. When you post videos or 9,000 videos talking about technology, don't you think that a small group of people are not going to think that you have something to tell them? There is a structure of life. So think about yourself. 25 years. Let's say between 25 and 35, you are going to learn about business. This is where you acquire skills at your 20s. By the age of 35, you are going to start your companies. So you have time to think and actually calculate the time between. You're going to find out you have like 1,000 days, almost 1,000. Okay. 25 5 years 5 years, 300 by 5. Okay, you have around 1,500 videos to get from 1,500 days, 1,500 days to get from 25 years to 30 years. You have another 1,500 days to work on another goal. That is how you structure your life, bro. I'm telling you. Think about that. Say that by 35 you are going to start your own companies and they will be working. So you are not going to get to wait until you get to that 5 to start your own companies. No, start learning about how to start a company. Start having businesses right now, today. Start learning about how to start a business. Go out there, meet people, try to make connections. You're going to say that I need to network with around 50 to 100 people who have influence in this field that I am. Maybe it is technology. You need to get, maybe it is you want to go into content creation. Maybe you need to get to people like people who have influence in this field that you have chosen, this niche, this discipline. You see? So by the age of 25 you are going to meet these kinds of people, and if you put your mind to it, I'm telling you are going to meet these kinds of people, and you're going to have a small influence on that kind of field. That is how you get to win, bro. You have to think long term. Think long term. Don't get employed. Employment will fucking waste your time. Employment, you don't have time to work from morning to night. Just look for something that is going to make you survive. And once you get to survive, just look for ways in order for you to survive. Just survive until you make your dream come true. You're not here to work for someone else. You're not here to get milked out of your precious asset that you have, that is time, that is irreversible, that you cannot take back. No. For money, for pieces of paper that is printed. I know you're smart. Think big. The reason why I understand these things is because I use this mental model. I use mental models. I use frameworks. I analyze everything. I question everything. I started questioning everything. I started smoking. I lost everything. I went into chaos. Mimi nilikuwa naeka manywele hivi zilikuwa na kacho kora, but I was not showering, bro. Ukiniangalia sura yangu imetoboka. Bro, I have pimples everywhere. Mimi ni mchafu. Now, it is not because I didn't have money. I had money at the time. I had money. I had friends. I had people around. But they weren't making sense. Hawakuwa wanaona chenye nilikuwa naona. Walikuwa wananiambia msaa michizi. Msaa yuko sawa. Msaa kwaje hivi. Only few people walikuwa wanaamini chenye nilikuwa ama chenye nilikuwa na go through. Sijui kama walikuwa wanaelewa ama ni sijui, I don't know why. And I will mention them. Wa kwanza ni Abel. Bro, Abel Rono. Wewe wakati the universe ilikuwa inasema this nigga when atenda kukaa billionaire lazima huyu akae on your side. I know that nikiwa huko juu nikiangalia hivi around, I'm looking like where is you at? And I see uko hapo hivyo around next to me, and we fucking made it. See, like juu wakati nilikuwa na go through that, sikuwa najua nilikuwa napitia. Nilikuwa najua but sikuwa naweza kuielewa, sikuwa naweza kuielezea, bro. Hata talking was fucking hard for me. Juu nilikuwa naweza kuongea ile ya kawaida, ile kuongea zile majina za kawaida, lakini sielewi meaning ya hizo vitu tunaongelea. Until lose that meaning and started to make that meaning myself. I got into spirituality, worked from there, started learning about psychology, and this was triggered by trauma of losing a parent, trauma of losing someone important in your life. It got triggered by something. It needs a trigger. Either it is a decision you make, either it is trauma, either it is disgust. Something has to trigger your life. Kitu lazima ikuambia je, there's something wrong with this universe tunaishi. In this matrix tunaishi. There's a matrix kumbe. Fuck. Why? Mbona huyo mtu anafanya hivyo? I thought angefanya hivi. But logic is same hivyo. But mbona huyo mtu anaamini hiyo ndio logic? Hizo ni emotions anatumia. Hajaelewa hata emotional ni nini. No. Before you answer kutumia logic yako lazima you go through the physical plane, you go through your emotions, you go through spirituality in order for you to make meaning. So, first of all, go into spirituality, make meaning out of there. Then come out into emotional. Learn to love people. Learn to appreciate things. Learn to appreciate these small things in life. You don't need to read 10,000 books in order for you to understand this. Hauhitaji kusoma vitabu ndio upate motivation. Your life is just motivation. Maisha unapitia sasa ni maisha ngumu, bro. You need exposure. Ona huko nje. You don't need uenda kusikiza I don't know who ndio upate motivation. You are going to motivate yourself. You need to understand where you are in life and where you want to be. Hakuna kitu kingine, hiyo peke yake. Visualize something very important. That is a mental facility. Iko hapo. Hiyo ni another, hiyo iko kwa mental. Nilikwambia that is the mental plane. Most people hawafiki hapo, but in order for you to get there, alafu lazima utoke kwa emotions, uache kuudhiwa na watu, dunia iache kukuudhi, uanze kujiuliza mbona watu wako hivi. Lakini ushijipata na mtu fulani hadi unaanza kujiuliza, sasa mbona watu wako hivi? Sasa mbona uko hivi? Mbona ufanye hivi? Wakati ushapitia that spiritual thing, unaelewa. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Ukishafika hapo, let's say this. It's fucking simple. Think about this like Evie. Physical, you need to train. No. You need to be healthy. You need to eat. You need to clean. Spiritual, you need to you need to go all in on your life. Ujuaje hii maisha unaweza ishi leo tena udedi leo. Hakuna meaning ya chochote. Hiyo ndio spirituality. Hakuna meaning. You have to find your own meaning, your own purpose. Kama ni pesa, go all in pesa. No. You might kill someone because of money. Shilingi moja. Si tu uelewi cha unafanya. Si tu indoctrinated kama watu wengine watapigana na wajumbe ndio wanapigania. Utapigania because that is what you believe in. Spirituality. Achana na religion. Hiyo ni indoctrination na conditioning. Spirituality, you unaamini chenye unajua. You have total conviction in what you're saying. You know for sure what you're saying. Emotional, you do understand how things are, and uko very stoic, uko very calm under pressure. Understand kila kitu venye inaenda. Unaelewa emotions zako, unazilabel, unaziona ni nini, alafu unazi cool down. Unaona emotions za watu na usitrigger emotions za watu juu wao hawajapata enlightenment kama wewe venye umepata. Hawezi elewa. They might actually try to fight you. So you have to control yourself. Say wewe ni muoga. Hakuna kitu kama uoga. Kama mtu amekwambia wewe ni muoga. Spirituality. Hakuna meaning. Then what? Nothing fucking matters. Just hakuna kitu ina matter, bro. Suppose that ingia physical, anza kuishi na watu, but now you live with people actually trying to understand the emotions, human nature. Ushaelewa venye watu wana behave, ushaelewa emotions za watu, ushaelewa people skills. You can actually communicate with people. Unaweza fanya vitu, you are not a people pleaser. Huyuko kwa akili yako, unatembea ukiangalia dunia, watu wakikuangalia uko na total conviction and you know what you're doing. Fuck everyone mwenye akuelewi. Another thing is mental. Wakati ushaanza kufika hapa, this is where you design your life. Ukiwa physical unaanza kungangana huko na kule. Lakini ushapitia spiritual, unaelewa hakuna meaning, unaweza dedi leo. So usifai kujistress, and once you let go, your vibration inaanza kuinuka. So but in order for you to amplify that vibration, upate cha ulikuwa unahitaji haraka, unahitaji visualize. Imagination. That is why you have to build this facility. Mental is the highest form of awareness ama consciousness. Kwa nini? Because most people never get there. Watu wako physical. Watu wana echo chenye wanasikia watu wengine wakisema. Watu wana echo chenye nilisikia jana mtu alisema, chenye nyanya alisema, chenye shosha alisema, chenye mada alisema, chenye mwalimu alisema, chenye mabishangu alisema. They don't think. People don't think. People just echo. People have phrases. Wame memorize vitu. I want you to think about this or all of this video. Nataka unisupport huko nyuma. Najua nimeongea for a while hadi nasikia mdomo wangu it's fucking tired. From there, I want you to comment down below what you think of this frameworks and what you learned on this video. Like, subscribe, and comment. And come on and watch this on other social platforms. I want you to go to my link on my description or my bio. Follow me on other social platforms. Donate something there, but nanihitaji help yenu. The dream bado iko hapo mbele. We must become billionaires. So, and what else? And something I noticed. Watu kama 50,000 to 1 million. Ama 10 million last video. The video yenye imepata 10 million views. So all those people wenye walikuwa na watch content yangu hawaja subscribe bado, hawa comment, no wana view tu, hata hawa like. So najiuliza, why do you watch my content? Why do you watch? Are you stalking me? But I don't care kama unani stalk, but why are you stalking me? Hauna better thing to do. Just go and ensure your life is constructed well. Go work on your life. See, like what? Stop. The moment you waste time on another person's life. Umwaste time ya kubuild maisha yako. Unaona? Kama uta engage na mimi ni engage na wewe. Nijue nimekusaidia pale fulani na wewe umenisaidia pale fulani. Then why do that? Kama you are going to do that, don't actually come and watch my videos. Just go and make sure your life is structured well. Seriously, this is not personal. This is me actually looking up to you and telling you, you're fucking broke, you don't have anything, go fucking work hard and get your own shit together. Think about that. Have a lovely day. Peace out. Najua nawapenda. Sawa. Nikuja next time. Lakini kuja hapa kama utaengage with this video. Leave a comment down below. Till the next video. Lovely. Peace out.